In a world of conflict where people from all walks of life are oppressed by poverty, hunger, and homelessness, where religious beliefs can bring severe persecution, we need to find creative solutions. By bringing people of faith together, especially to serve one another, our world can be transformed. It is faith and service, the two combined, that brings forth the miracle of healing a hurting world. I've traveled extensively to reach out to people with the belief that all faiths should come together in service.
In the New Testament, we find they all came together in the upper room. And after praying, they all came into one accord. And it was by coming together as one that they were able to turn the world right side up. What makes religion strong in the protection of human rights and human dignity is that religion's emphasis is on man's spiritual and eternal nature and dignity as a child of God.
Give him a big round of applause, Reverend Paul Murray.
Thank you very much. Isn't it great to be here in the nation's capital? People of all faiths, people of all colors, people bound together for one family under God.
It is service to others that makes all the difference in the world. And when people find that they can come together and really make a difference, and that religion, creed, color does not matter, this brings peace, compassion, and reconciliation.
I worked with Israeli and Palestinian brothers, each losing their siblings in religious conflict. They were reconciled by serving each other's communities.
The reality that killed my sister, the reality that killed his brother, still persists.
Anger, revenge, hatred are easy. But to want to love your enemy, to work with them, and to put your hand in their hand, that's hard work. But that's what we do.
Martin Luther King Jr. reminded the world that I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but we as a people will get to the promised land. He was talking about all people.
We need to come together upon those godly principles that say that everyone is equal and that all of us have inalienable rights to serve our God, but serve together. And then bind together neighbor to neighbor, community to community, and that's what's going to make a difference.
It's amazing what God can do.
From the streets of Washington, D.C. to the parks of Paraguay and Brazil, from the impoverished neighborhoods of India to conflict-ridden Mindanao in the Middle East. Whether it was cleaning the Nairobi River in Kenya or sitting down with Palestinian and Israeli leaders, discussing the common bonds that bring us together. The reality is, when we stop and truly listen to each other, when we come together and serve, great things happen.
When each person goes out to serve someone else, they are making a major impact that ripples, and it's a spiritual movement that becomes contagious. And as each person takes hold of that, the next person wants to be involved. And that commonality and that love comes together, and there's nothing that can break love. And when people realize what they reap from that, it just builds and builds and builds.
We can bind together. We can bring all nations together. I said we can. We can. We can.